Gorillas are remarkable animals that can show resilience and compassion in the face of trauma. In this section, we will explore how gorillas cope with trauma caused by human activities, such as snares, poaching, and habitat loss. One of the most common sources of trauma for gorillas is losing their family members to poachers or other violent events. Gorillas live in tight-knit social groups that provide them with protection, comfort, and learning opportunities. When a gorilla loses a parent, sibling, or offspring, it can be devastating for their emotional well-being. However, gorillas have some strategies to overcome this loss and rebuild their social bonds. One of them is adopting orphaned or abandoned infants from other groups. This behavior has been observed in both wild and captive gorillas, and it benefits both the adopter and the adoptee. The adopter gains a new companion and a sense of purpose, while the adoptee receives care and guidance from an experienced adult. Another strategy that gorillas use to cope with trauma is forming friendships with other group members or even other species. Gorillas can develop strong attachments to individuals that share their interests, personalities, or histories. For example, some gorillas have been seen playing with monkeys, birds, or even dogs. These friendships can help gorillas reduce stress, increase happiness, and enhance their social skills. A third strategy that gorillas use to cope with trauma is seeking emotional support from their loved ones. Gorillas are very expressive animals that can communicate their feelings through vocalizations, gestures, and body language. When a gorilla is distressed, they may seek comfort from another gorilla by hugging, grooming, or resting together. These actions can help gorillas release oxytocin, a hormone that promotes calmness and bonding. Gorillas also have the ability to forgive and move on from traumatic events. Unlike humans, gorillas do not hold on to anger or resentment for long periods of time. They can resolve conflicts peacefully and reconcile with their opponents. They can also adapt to new situations and environments without losing their sense of identity or belonging. By learning from gorillas, we can gain valuable insights into how to cope with our own traumas and challenges. Gorillas teach us that we are not alone in our suffering, and that we can find strength and healing in our relationships with others. They also teach us that we can overcome adversity with courage and compassion. Gorillas are remarkable animals that share many traits with humans, including empathy and compassion. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another, while compassion is the willingness to act on that empathy and help someone who is suffering. Gorillas show empathy and compassion to each other after traumatic events, such as infanticide, illness, or injury, in various ways. One way that gorillas show empathy and compassion is by comforting and protecting each other. For example, when a female gorilla loses her infant to infanticide by a rival male, she may receive consolation from other females in her group, who may groom her, embrace her, or vocalize soothing sounds. Similarly, when a gorilla is injured or sick, other group members may stay close to him or her, offer food or water, or groom the wound. Gorillas also protect each other from potential threats, such as predators or poachers, by forming defensive circles, vocalizing warnings, or fighting back. Another way that gorillas show empathy and compassion is by adopting and caring for orphaned infants. This behavior is especially remarkable because it involves taking on a huge responsibility and risk for a non-related individual. For example, in Rwanda's Volcanoes National Park, researchers observed a silverback male named Titus adopt and raise his infant brother after their mother was killed by poachers. Titus carried the baby on his back, shared food with him, and protected him from harm. Another example is Kwatanda, a silverback who adopted 2 orphaned infants after their mothers died of natural causes. Kwatanda treated the infants as his own offspring, even though they were not genetically related to him. A third way that gorillas show empathy and compassion is by mourning and grieving for their dead. Gorillas have been observed to express sadness and distress when they encounter the body of a deceased group member or relative. They may touch, sniff, lick, or groom the corpse, or sit quietly next to it. They may also vocalize cries or wails of sorrow. Some gorillas may even try to revive the dead by shaking them or offering them food. These behaviors indicate that gorillas have a sense of attachment and loss, and that they value the lives of their companions. These are some of the ways that gorillas show empathy and compassion to each other after traumatic events. By doing so, they demonstrate that they are not only intelligent and social animals, but also emotional and moral beings. They also teach us valuable lessons about how to cope with adversity and support each other in times of need. Gorillas are remarkable animals that have survived many traumas in their history. They have faced habitat loss, poaching, disease, and war. Yet they have not given up on life. They have found ways to cope and heal from their wounds by reconnecting with nature, social support, and self-care. One of the ways gorillas reconnect with nature is by foraging for food in the forest. They eat a variety of plants, fruits, and insects that provide them with nutrients and energy. They also enjoy playing with branches, leaves, and flowers. By engaging with their natural environment, gorillas stimulate their senses and their curiosity. They also reduce their stress and anxiety levels. Another way gorillas heal from trauma is by relying on their social support. Gorillas live in groups called troops that consist of one dominant male, several females, and their offspring. They form strong bonds with each other and communicate through vocalizations, gestures, and body language. They groom each other to maintain hygiene and intimacy. They also protect each other from predators and enemies. By staying close to their family and friends, gorillas feel safe and loved. A third way gorillas cope with trauma is by practicing self-care. Gorillas spend a lot of time resting and sleeping. They nap during the day and sleep at night in nests they build from vegetation. They also meditate by sitting quietly and observing their surroundings. They sometimes engage in solitary activities like exploring or climbing trees. By taking care of their physical and mental health, gorillas restore their energy and resilience. Gorillas can inspire humans to heal from trauma by following their example. Humans can reconnect with nature by spending time outdoors, gardening, hiking, or camping. They can seek social support from their family, friends, or community. They can practice self-care by resting, sleeping, meditating, or doing something they enjoy. By doing these things, humans can also cope and heal from their wounds.